So they've been losing and failing and publicly humiliating themselves for so many years and embarrassing themselves to the point where they're trying to say, oh, you can't resort to logical things and you can't use logic against us. Like, what kind of excuse is that? If you're losing in every way, every possible way, shape or form, in every way you put it, you can't just try to just be illogical about it to try to sound right. You're never going to be right. That is just what it is. And you can't change the facts. Joshua screwed up, and he doesn't want to take accountability or responsibility. Let the man do it himself. He's saying he's a man and an adult. Then why are you helping him? Why is the little gamer group helping him? Why is his friends helping him? Why is all these people helping him in the chat, in my comments, and his comments on the video he did about me? So explain to me, if he's such a man, if he's such an adult and all this stuff, why is he not handling it himself? Why is he not doing it himself? Explain that to me, Joshua, because I find it absolutely hilarious how you try to come up with all these reasons to justify everything. You can't justify your excuses. I showed proof and evidence when I made my valid points and arguments. And so far, how long has it been? It's been 3 years since your video has been up. And every day that goes by for the last freaking 8 years, you have yet to prove me wrong, to disprove me, and to show that I'm wrong. But you're going to tell everybody that I'm wrong. You're going to say that I'm wrong. But then every single time I talk about it and I break it down, you're like, oh, you can't resort to logic. You and the overweight one are trying to justify it. You can't overly justify it because you're wrong. You can call it a college thesis. You can call it conspiracy theories. You will never be in the right. You cannot try to make this go your way because it will never go your way. So you can continue trying every year, every day. You know, the overweight one already is. Joshua continues and still is. Why should this matter to me? You know? Like I said, excuses. He cannot give me the excuse that, oh, I've done nothing to Zach, this, that. Shut your mouth, bro. Like, nah. You have been here for the last 8 years, sitting there doing nothing but spending your entire lifetime, what you think is a career, spending your entire time telling people all this stuff that never happened. We are not friends, Josh. We will never be friends as long as you are the way you are. And you never want to change. Matter of fact, you're getting worse. And you're in therapy. When I was around you, you weren't in therapy. And yet, you want to try to say that I'm in the wrong, but when I put you in your place, you just can't deal with the fact when people see those videos. It is what it is. Just be a man and accept life. If you can't do that, if you can't accept that, then that's your reputation at that point. You're not around me, right? You can't blame nothing on me no more, Joshua. You can't blame nothing. You can't say I'm a bad influence, nothing, for 8 years straight. So I would love for you to explain to all your fans and explain to people how I'm the one to blame. When you've been trying to blame me for all this, you signed up for YouTube after you left in 2017. You signed up for the whole thing. And if you can't deal with doing it, why are you doing it? And not even just that, but content creation, streaming, freaking going for clips. If you can't deal with that because you already moved across the United States because you couldn't deal with me, if you can't deal with that, bro, grow a pair and do things that you like. I never freaking said, hey, you should do this. Hey, you should do Call of Duty and esports and you should do content. I never said you should. I said you could, and let me show you how. You never let me show you how. And now that I'm completely roasting you in each area, you're trying to act like you know everything you're talking about. You're trying to act like and try to discredit here me, everything that I do. And if you and your freaking fat man stand cannot accept that, it is what it is. I beat you in a 1v1 in Black Ops 3. You can't do nothing about it twice. That's it. The facts are there. If we both know what happened, it doesn't matter where you're going to try to frame me and try to say stuff didn't happen. There's no inexcusable thing. We were both there. You know what happened. Modern Warfare 2019. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. Who recorded that? Razor Wire, right? It's on his channel. Him beating Joshua. Like, oh, freaking professional esports player, and he wasn't around me for like an entire year, for one. And then for two, he's starting to act like he's so good at Call of Duty and wants to prove a point. All right, me and RazorWire both 1v1 him, and we won. Do I need to say more? It's on RazorWire's channel. The kid puts himself on such a high pedestal and high regard, but he doesn't have nothing to show for it. All show, no go. On the real. I don't care what nobody says. There's no talent, skills, and abilities. There's nothing memorable about Joshua or his channel. There's nothing that people can like about him, because he just wants to show that he's a bad person. He can talk about how he's such a good person all the time, but if he continues to show how bad of a person he is and can't accept things, it is what it is. You can't say, oh, we can't do logic here, just because you can't deal with it, At that point, do anything else. Anything. Because it's going to be like an entire decade soon. So, I mean, like, if that's what you want for your reputation, even though you're trying to keep it squeaky clean, and, you're such a good guy, buy my merch, freaking, like, if you're trying to, like, act like you're good and all that, you've been doing the complete opposite for, like, 10 years, so, incredible job, Joshua. You need to get a life, bro. But overall, I find it the most sad because no matter how much the overweight one spends more time terminally online, no matter how much time he's online and more research he finds and more information, it doesn't change the fact that he spent all of that time, and he might be so proud of it, but all of that time finding nothing and getting nothing, making his life have no purpose or meaning because he's spending it because he's mad at someone for no reason at all, unless it's about video games, as an excusable reason. Thinking he steps ahead or step ahead when it's not even a battle, it's not even an argument, it's not even anything, and forever losing and not even accepting the fact that he's been losing and continuously will lose. It's funny, it's like everybody else that doesn't like me, they both don't have a reason, and they also just are completely stressed by trying to do better than me. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, do you have to disprove me? Do you have to not like me? Why can't you just, like, not care and stop being in your feelings and sensitive? Just do something else. Do something like. This is both hilarious and disappointing. And also confusing, because it's like, you put all the little gamer group together, and all of the viewership that shows, I'm not saying real or fake, we're just going to say freaking all the viewership that shows. And still they try to drive the point, oh, I don't get views, oh, I don't get this and get that. If you have all of that, then why are you spending time on someone who doesn't? Because then you're giving them the view. So thanks, I guess. I mean, I made this point before. A lot of these points I've made before, they're just kind of too slow, and even if I break it down for them, they're still going to be, they're not going to be able to keep up and catch up. They can't. They absolutely can't. That's why they're doing that. So, I mean, do I got to break anything else down that I haven't already? Hope you're having a legendary grand day. Welcome back to, I guess I'm going to just call this hate comments. I mean, this technically is that. So, I'm going to go grab a drink. This time, Tampico. In the morning, Ooh. But that's just one cup of Tampico. Now, I'm going to get a cup of coffee because I was already going to do that today. But yeah, anyway. And I just realized there's no coffee filled. How am I going to do? Alright, I'm going to just start the video on the next later. I'm going to brush my hair, actually. Hey, to be successful, you kind of got to put up with other people's BS. First off and foremost, don't do drugs, kids. Alright, I'm here now. I'm here, and now. This is the time. So, two things. Let's put it in perspective here. Joshua vapes. That's just completely unprofessional. Like, you can't talk about all this stuff and then vape. That just completely contradicts everything. So, just stop. And in that aspect of things. And it's so funny that they see him as so highly regarded just because he has so many fake subscribers and bots in his comments. So they act like putting him on this pedestal, but He has yet to show any skills, talent, or abilities, and also has not shown anything to prove that he's actually worthwhile watching, worth even like talking to for hitting clips or anything of the matter, even just for anything that has to do with skills, talents, or abilities. Because if he doesn't show any, then how are they going to call me out for having some? And another whole thing is what I was saying earlier. To be successful, you kind of have to put up with some people's BS. And if you're so sensitive and emotional to the point where you can't even take criticism, so when I bring up points, bring up solid facts with concrete proof, with evidence, paperwork, documentation, something to prove that, screenshots, screen recordings, the very second that I show that is when they get insecure and they have no other way of dealing with it, no coping mechanism, they just can't deal with it, it's too much stress, and they have to resort to the comments section. Now here's the thing though, the overweight one has been pretty much making most of these accounts, and Joshua, out of the entire gamer group. So it's a weird collaborative effort for what? What is the purpose and goal? Oh, let's drive the homie ZXinfinite off YouTube. I already talked about this point, and it's like, okay, so then what? You go back to going now that I'm not on YouTube. Let's say I'm not on YouTube. Now you go to my Instagram and start spamming me. Now you go to my Twitter and stuff. It's like there's no goal. You can't phase me when I don't even know you, Joshua. And the fat one is a whole hilarious topic because the guy's just been talking on the internet the whole time. So you can't get any more cringe than that and unmasculine. It's the most feminine thing. I mean, that's why I called him a feminist. You see my point when all the kid does is talk trash online and has yet to be intimidating at all. Oh my gosh, he's white and he's saying the N-word, but he doesn't have any friends that allow him to say that. It's like, what? Why are you acting not yourself? Be yourself. It's not hard. Just be yourself. Don't be someone you're not. And then boom, you're like me. You already have something in common with me. Can't do that. Cannot do that. You just gotta act black. Act like you're not yourself. Act all freaking masculine, act all freaking, internet thug on the internet. But if I knew Joshua wasn't like that in real life, then why is he trying to do that in comment sections while having me blocked? Yeah, it doesn't really line up. You can't really intimidate someone when you're stressing out because they're getting more attention than you. And if that matters that much to you, that's like drama queen stuff. That's like feminine things. I don't know what's going on there anyway. And then people are going to be like, oh yeah, feminine with you who got long hair. Blah, 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 blah. Sucking. They just be sucking while they're saying that. So yeah, I uploaded a video called YouTube and Unprofessionalism. A video that I originally recorded, finished completely, September 2024. So it has been it's been about 4 or 5 months or so since I actually had the video in the file and have uploaded it. But before that, I made a video called X Deadly's Second Clone Makes Another X Tweet About Me 5+ years later and Someone Responds, which was also made in September. So, something I made half a year ago, didn't even upload it until half a year later, and instantly, guess who appears in straight comments right away? It wasn't even me. Wasn't even one of my people in the 300 subscribers. Actually, yeah, it was. Because it was them. And knowing that the fat one was subscribed, the overweight flea, and knowing that the anorexic Stan has to have been subscribed to completely always come back. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's a collaborative effort. They will both come back to talk the same trash that they've been saying, to say the same things that they've been saying, and it's complete cringe. But, in order to completely roast them, I'm going to look at their new comments that has actually said a little bit something different, and whether true or not, I'm going to go in and say, take it with a grain of salt, and I'm not saying anything is true or not unless I am saying it is true. then with that point, you know, you can believe what you want to believe. That's obviously very obvious. You know, it doesn't take much to have common sense. And give me a minute. So anyway, I made that a while ago, and I just uploaded it. It's been half a year, okay? Put that in perspective. Understand what this situation is. I've had it for half a year. And the very minute, the same day I upload it, are when these comments start flooding in from the same little gamer group. But they're so tough. They're so tough. The toughest guys, the meanest guys you'll see on the internet. That sentence is, oh my gosh. This is so childish. Like, get some money, get a bag. Is it that hard to get a female in a bag? Oh, and one that you don't, wait, this is YouTube. Forgot. Can't say that about Josh. You know, we can't show the proof of that. Can't show that. So, follow me on my Patreon. No, I'm just joking. Exclusive content you will see there. Anyway, so I did that, and instantly, of course, one dislike, the views start going up, which is extremely cringe. But here's the thing. I'll say this once, and I'll say this every single time. I do not care whether if it's true or not, if it's true or false, alright? I don't care if I'm blacklisted. I don't care if YouTube doesn't like me or something, or a little gamer group got someone that works at YouTube, and they're, you know, making it where people can't watch me. Whatever the case may be, they will never win. And if they're watching, because they will, you will never win. The reason why you're in the spot you are in is because what you're doing right now. They're not being self-aware of their situation, what the cause and effect will be, the consequences of their action, and like I was saying earlier, to be popular, to be famous, to be successful, you have to put up with people's BS. Like I said, you can't be sensitive, you cannot be emotional easily, you can't get in your feelings or butthurt, and you can't start things and start drama because you disagree with someone. That's extremely toxic and childish. And I also find it funny in 2022, he texted Joshua, the overweight one, and said that I was making conspiracy theories about people and saying this and that. And it's funny because he took down his videos, or they got deleted by YouTube when that happened. And so he tries to shift the narrative and try to change the narrative to something else because those videos aren't there, being the proof of him sitting there for hours being mad about video games. I love it. So with that, he tries to flip the narrative and try to change the blame and try to shift the blame and try to make me look bad and try to frame me. Obviously doesn't work, and so he's using the excuse to be calling it conspiracy theories also when it hasn't been disproven. And it's not theories if it's facts. If it's proven to be a fact, it can't be a theory. Theories are not proven nor disproven. And then when they are proven, they're not a theory anymore, they're fact. They become reality, and they are reality. So how come none of you guys could disprove what I say and debunk anything I say, and yet that little gamer group, including himself, a whole entire group can't disprove everything, but they'll still hate me, and they'll still find excuses to hate me, and unreasonable excuses and delusions in their little gamer group to freaking hate me for no reason, but not have a specific definitive reason, and can't even elaborate with that reason or reasons, and continuously gonna call it theories, conspiracy theories, untrue, but not proving that it's untrue. So it's kind of interesting. How are you gonna say that it's untrue, or say that it's a dumb ideology, or say this and that, but you can't disprove it? Are you stupid, or are you dumb? So right before I get in the comments, after I upload that, I make a video talking about the comments. So, I'll I'll just put reading hate comments in the title. Hold on. Reading hate comments. This is like the first one, I think. Boom. Alright, so that's going to be reading hate comments, or RHC. I can't put in the title because the title's already long enough. And because I'm running out of video, I kind of have to get to the comments. So let's get right into it. So he says, I got a kid now. So it's funny because then that proves my point even more. You have all these things in your life, but it's just not enough, right? Your life's not perfect enough. Because getting revenge on someone you don't know is what you want. Getting retaliation. And, you know, if it's the fat one, if it's the overweight one, it just makes it even more cringe. And even more, because when he's so envious and jealous and still can't find a way to cope with losing and failing at everything, to stay in his house, that's why I call him a weeaboo. It was spot on. To stay in his house and update Joshua on every time I make a video, every time, you know, a freaking, you know, anything is made. You gotta let him know. And he will instantly post when I send him Twitter messages and DMs. So obviously it affects him. Because if it did not affect him, the video called My Ex-Deadly's Second Clone Makes Another Ex Tweet About Me 5+ years later. If he instantly not only reads it, he read it. If he, and the point is, if he posted it on Twitter and X, where do you think that puts him? Nowhere but in failure. Unsuccessful failure. A repeated cycle that will keep going and keep going as long as they keep this up, as long as they do what they've been doing, and as long as they do stuff that they don't like. If they're going to try to do stuff that I like, you know, that, Legend of Zelda, then they're just going to be setting themselves up for failure. Simply what I've already said. And if I have not said that in the comment that you have seen, I will soon. So I replied, you mad? You will never be your best self or find success or peace keeping this up and doing this. Change yourself. And that's what it started with. And then I deleted all the comments and left it at that. I didn't frickin' report it for spam or hide users' comments. I didn't even do anything but delete it because it's unprofessional. No one cares about it. No one likes it. And the only people that have any care in the world for anything like that are the lonely randoms. So, I said stop talking about this a while ago, and you bring it up even when I stay away. So it's weird because let's say this is the overweight one, right? Why is he defending someone who, like, obviously I already talked about, doesn't have the skills, talent, abilities, and, you know, isn't good at doing YouTube because, you know, it's something that I like and I do. And some people could say, oh, YouTube's not that hard, yada, yada. Okay, well, all right, million subscribers plaques. Show me all your plaques. Show me all the proof and evidence for that to back up that claim right there. This right here just makes it cringe. Because saying, like I said, these comments could just be BSing, just to be mad and in their feelings and sensitive and emotional. But saying that to stop talking about it and then instantly coming when I talk about it, come to the frickin' video and in the comment section. Feminine. 1v1 in a boxing ring is the only fix. Now I'm convinced of it. It's so obvious who it is. It's not funny. It sounds like disability, like mental problems. Like psychotic, sociopathic mental problems. Completely not right in the head. And staying in the same spot every single day. Waking up to play video games. Going to sleep dreaming about video games. It's everything to do with video games. They just can't. They're not like functional enough. They don't have enough human IQ or intelligence. They don't have enough brain power to be able to try something that isn't video games. Their brain development is still frickin' the little sperm cell. You don't have any valid advice. Well, it's kind of funny because if that was the case, you wouldn't be copying content, right? So we should start there and start not doing YouTube, and then we'll go from there. And if it's the overweight one, mad about a BO3 1v1. So this is how they cope with it. Okay, gotcha. Lost twice, and they just could not handle that when they uploaded that footage of them losing twice. And their point of what? Anyway, no one to listen to. Well, it's kind of weird that you reply to everything that I say. And, you know, if it's the overweight one, they say this is trolling. They're just in their feelings. It's just cringe and feminine. This is a straight, complete example of someone who is terminally online, stays in their room every single day, maybe steals money from other people, that's their only way of income, or having their parents do it for them, and that's his entire life. And so, because he's a spoiled, snotty rich kid, he thinks that he has it all. He thinks that he has everything. But yeah, he lost twice in a row, so he wants to talk about how I'm bad at the game and the skills, talent, and abilities. You know, he wants to talk about that and achievements and accolades. Kind of weird how he loses twice in a row the very time that we 1v1 with Heatwave and lost twice. So, you know, you can't talk about gaming. You can't talk about content. We're not on the same level. I've said this before. And then I commented, okay, I have to wait again, hold on. Anyway, so I said in the comment, you're continuing to fail. I have nothing to say to you. This is what you wanted, so this is what you get. You reap what you sow. You're emotional, sensitive, brittle, white in your feelings because everything going wrong. You ignore the obvious truth I say that happens every day and every year. You're in therapy and you think I can't give you advice? Enjoy a repeat of unsuccessful struggle over and over. Driving you insane, coming back to your creator as you fail to capture the success that I have. Leave, peasant. And then right after, you say I don't have any valid advice, but yet you're here? Why then? I guess I'm still teaching and mentoring you after a decade. Get a life, touch grass, try a week of no internet. And if this is the overweight one, then, I mean, he's getting advice from me. Simple as that. I mean, if he's an ex-Deadly's clone, also, he's getting advice from me. And I don't see him, if we're going to do the little childish argument, oh, I don't see you doing this, so I don't see you doing what I did. All right, well, try music. Simple as that. Try music. That's all you got to do. You want to talk about all the things that I do? Try it yourself. Where's your attempts? Like what? It's so weird. It's fine. I've already beat them in music, so I probably shouldn't even say to try music. And then the rest of that comment, I'll just show the complete picture. Funny that I made you and used my advice for teaching you back then for Call of Duty and YouTube, but now it's different because you're still no one. Pretty much. Yep. That's how it be. Oh, and there's new comments too. Alright, so look at these cringe new comments. JJ, remember what happened to that house that went down in flames? You can help with that again, it's time. So, I guess he's saying that to burn down the house that I'm in. So, cool. Definitely, everybody should look to you as an idol. Everybody should subscribe to you, you know. A fan favorite. That's definitely good advice. You know what? Speaking of advice, out of everybody, you're the one who got the good advice. Next comment. You know what? I'm going to tell Razorwire what you said about him. You can tell anybody what I've said. You can send him the video. It makes no difference. So, good job. Oh, and this one's pretty funny. Oh, and Razorwire, your buddy was talking crap just last year about you. I guess Z hangs with people who have been very shady, who have a very shady past. So, I've said this before. Razorwire is not my friend. He's never been my friend. The only reason that I'm around Razorwire is because Princess Undead. I've already said this in the update video. This is the point that I've said already. Research is not very hard. Research is one of the easiest things to do. I have to deal with razor wire to be around Princess Undead. Boom. I broke it down for you. There you go. And yeah, and a lot of people talk trash. But that's just what they do. But it's something that, like I said, proof evidence, documentation, paperwork, screenshots, screen recordings, that's cool. Good for him. I wasn't in the Discord chat with, the overweight flea. I wouldn't bring myself to be that unsuccessful and that much of a failure to be in that, environment. That's just completely, like, if you have no life, then you go there. Honestly, you're just making it sound like you're jealous that I'm not friends with you, that I'm friends with Razor Wire, but I'm not. And, it's kind of funny. It's like the jealousy and envy because I'm freaking collaborating with someone. And I'm not friends with everyone I collaborate with. You don't have to be friends with everyone you collaborate with. I mean, like, I'm sure there's examples if people do the research. And it's a very obvious point that a lot of the points that I make is the most freaking... It's the most straightforward, common sense, needs no critical thinking whatsoever. And it's just odd how I can think of this, but a whole group of people can't think of it. So it's like, it's so weird that I'm always carrying everything that I do. And then in the comments, it's one of the comments is always doing something and then saying that I act like that I'm doing stuff. It probably doesn't make sense to you because you stand under me. You don't understand it because you choose not to do the research. You could try. You could try to do the same stuff as me, but you choose not to. And you choose to be in my comment section and have your entire, and spend years, weeks, days, hours. If any research is done, it's from you or the gamer group. It's obsessively stalking me and talking bad about me because I'm someone who beat everybody in that little gamer group, who beat them at video games, who beat them at content, who beat them at everything. They can't deal with it, so they make an anti-Zach group. Good job. That is the most childish, freaking preschool, elementary thing that can ever be done. The most feminine, female thing that can be done. I mean, let's just be realistic. Let's not freaking, sugarcoat things. I'm a nice guy. I'm a chill guy. But I'm not going to sit here and freaking sugarcoat things and freaking, be nice in this situation. I mean, like, you need the truth. You want the truth. You're going to get the truth. And you can live a lie or you can live that truth that I'm telling you. So, that's all up to you. And if you choose not to do that like you've been doing, you're choosing not to do that like you've been doing. Boom. And just because I collaborate with someone doesn't mean I wanted to. It's just something that added something like some seasonings and spice to the content, something different. And sometimes I ask them to collaborate. Sometimes I want something done in content just to have something fun. And you'll see the more that I do streams and stuff like that as time goes on. But, I mean, these are things that a content creator and a creator thinks about, and someone who's good at what they're doing, and I'm the best at what I do, like Wolverine says. So, come on. Trying to do what I do, a master of being a nobody. Very contradictive, and coming from you, you're not very self-aware, I guess. Okay, hold on, I'm going to save that. Yeah, I'll say that one sentence right there. I guess what they say is true. Toxic people can only be friends with other toxic criminal sorts. When JJ moves out, you may never see him again. So, it's just repeating what I've already said. but just in the most unintelligent way possible and uneducated way possible, the most illiterate way possible, with not complete grammar. And I've already made this point, but just not with me, it's with them. And it's funny that if FaZe was talking trash, and he was in that Discord chat with the overweight flea, the freaking second X Deadly's clone, then obviously he's around the gamer group in some way, shape, or form, especially if he's homies with JJ Orange, especially if JJ Orange is homies with those people too in the gamer group. So that's where the criminal, toxic, and all that goes. I'll say this point one more time. I've never been behind bars. Have not been behind bars. Have not been to a mental institute, mental hospital. Never have done any of that. So you want to paint me out to be a bad guy, but not have any actual proof and evidence to show that I am a bad guy. But there was content called freaking what? Exposing X Deadlies? Where did those go? So if I was such a bad guy, where are those videos at? Or is it because they got no views and no one actually cared? Is that why they're not on YouTube anymore? Because it seems to me that if I'm such a bad guy, you wonder why I made the point in that video? Call me. Let's talk about it. Let's freaking debate. Let's talk about it. And if you cannot do that, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I'm too much of a leader. And then this is a channel that's been commenting for a long time, so it's obviously them. Once again, evidence you want Josh in your life. Incorrect. That's incorrect for the way that you're thinking of it, but I don't really care who's in my life and not. If they choose to not be in my life, cool. But if they choose not to be in my life and then say they want to not be in my life and then do everything to show the complete opposite of that and be feminine and white like Joshua, then what is the point of saying that first sentence? Anyway, he has a wife and kid, by the way, and real friends and family. You're way too toxic to maintain relationships. It's absolutely hilarious that they're using the same excuse as Razorwire now. They're like, oh, yeah, I have a kid now, so I can't deal with these problems that I started. It's like, wait. It's hilarious because they use that excuse, and it's not even like... the thing is that's most funny about it is the fact that before he had kids, he could have, not had to do all this. He could have been done with it. I could have been done with it. We could have been just doing our own thing. But no, he couldn't have finished it and solved it beforehand. So now that he has kids, that's the excuse why he couldn't do it now also. It's like, bro, you can be like elderly, and for your entire life have this, behind your back and all that. But if that's what you really want to do, go for it by all means. If that's how you really truly feel, is continuing this for I don't know how long, because I've been done with it since 2018. I don't care about Joshua. I seriously could care less. I know you guys might think differently, contrary to popular belief, quote unquote. You guys really might think I care about him, but I mean, it's obvious that you guys have it completely flipped. You can't shift the narrative. Joshua cares about me and wants to be my friend. That's the truth. You guys are on the outside. You're on the outside looking in. You've never been around me and Joshua when me and him hanged out, so there is no opinion from any of you guys. That's just what it is. I know the fat one really wants to have an opinion on things. He's just in the middle of it, like I said in a video that I uploaded recently. He's really just like in the middle of it. Like, it's between me and Josh, right? All these other people trying to get into it, and then you got the fat one really getting in the middle of it more than anybody because he's been spamming comments and spending his entire lifetime ever since, I beat him twice, and he can't admit that. He knows it. We both know it, and I love it. Because for some reason, for someone that wants to be the hero of the situation and try to like kick me off places and really try to act like he's better than me in any way, and then I beat him twice in a row, and he can't deal with that. He can't deal with it whatsoever. And the fact that he's always been wrong, and then all the videos he did is gone. So it's like, why are you even still talking about me? You're gonna call me a BA on freaking Twitter and talk trash all behind my back, as if like anybody's gonna care, when this dude has more followers on Twitter than I do,
and I get more likes than him. I don't even have 100, I don't think. And this dude got like, I don't know, 200, and he doesn't even get one like on his tweets unless it's from his friends, quote unquote. Absolute buffoonery. This is clownery.
And family. You're way too toxic to maintain relationships. You know, it's very interesting because if that was true, I would block everybody, right? I would block those people. I wouldn't talk to those people. But yet, I don't have Joshua blocked on all social media platforms. And funny enough, Joshua's the same person that comes to my comments to talk trash, but say that he doesn't want to be around me. Say everything that's like anti-me, like anti-Zach, like I said, says that he doesn't want to be around me, wants nothing to do with me, but yet comes back to my comments. But yet makes content on me, on fake videos, with a voice changer. It's very cringe. Everything that these people say are contradictive. It didn't even take any critical thinking. It's like, yeah, you're trying to say that, sure, you're trying to say that, but someone's doing the complete opposite of that and freaking completely contradicting your point and making you sound feminine and cringe and white. It's completely unintelligent and unprofessional. And if you are not wanting to be that, you should stop now. But going back to having Josh in my life, I asked him and made a video in 2022, I believe. It might have been in 2023. I made a video, and actually both times I made a video. I was like, all right, you could be offended or whatnot, but I'm going to ask you, and one time only, do you want to be friends or do you not? You cannot switch this option. You cannot change later on. You're going to make a decision right now and right here. And he made some fake videos and talked about how he, didn't want me in his life and just all this other random stuff about super chats. Like, who cares about any of that? You ran from me. You moved across the states from me. And you're trying to be intimidating? But you wanted to talk to me at the frickin' Centennial Park in 2018, so edit that out. How are you trying to intimidate me when you're being feminine? You can't even intimidate anybody that way. But speaking of the wife and kids and real friends and family, if that is true, I don't stalk him. I don't look at his page. I don't care enough to do that. But if that is true, it's just not enough, right? Like I said earlier, it's just not enough that he has all that and he still proceeds to allow people to do this and to bring up his name in drama. That's what he wants? Weird. And this is another thing for all the people that don't like me. You either have two options. You can be like me and not care, or you care enough to care. Basically, if you don't like me, and don't like me as a person, don't like anything I do, you care enough to have feelings for that. That's why I say emotional and all that. Because at that point, you care enough to feel any type of way. So as I don't care, and I don't feel nothing for any of that, and any of drama that ever happens, for anything that anybody says, how are you going to say that you don't care and then show feelings for that thing? That just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Anyways, that's about it. That's the roast for today. I'm going to make some content. That was reading hate comments number 2. So, yeah, that's that. Hope you have a legendary grand day. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, that's what's happening. And for that comment to specifically say the word relationships is very sus, and I don't swing that way. I don't like the male gender. I like females, and I'm sexually attracted to females, and I'm attracted to females only, specifically, always will be. I just find it extremely weird that, like, they try to act so smart, but they don't even know the difference between a friendship and a relationship. A relationship is different from a friendship, and me and Josh were never friends. Me and Razorwire were never friends. Why are we talking about people I wasn't friends with and saying that I'm hanging around them? Who said I wanted to be around those people? Like, I'm confused. Again, if you need the context, since obviously some people are idiots here, I wasn't the one who originally brought Josh over. It was my mom, I believe. And that's why he came around the first time. And freaking, that's why he came around in 2016 and 2017. I didn't ask for him to come around. I didn't ask anybody for him to come around. And then Razorwire, the only reason why he's around is because Princess Undead. Princess Undead, Dawn, my sister, is the reason why he's around. I didn't ask for him to be around. And I don't know how many times I have to explain this to people. I mean, you don't see me yelling at my phone or yelling at a microphone like Joshua does about this stuff, because I know what I'm saying is true. I'm not saying stuff that's... Some in my freaking eye. I'm not saying stuff that's untrue and trying to yell at the camera because I know it's not true. And because I'm stressed over trying to compare myself to people, which sounds very feminine, female type stuff. Very weak and weak-minded, but I mean, if that's what they want to be and that's what, you know, he wants to do and be, then, you know, that's fine, I guess. It's not my friend. Put this clip right after the clip about saying relationships. And to finish all this off, and while we're on the topic of maintaining friendships, like I obviously basically made super crystal clear and obvious, those two people weren't my friends. Did I want them to be my friends? We tried. Did it work? No. And, it wasn't really even a try for either of them. It wasn't even like a thing that we tried. It was more of a thing that I tried, kind of, because they were around. So yeah, I'm going to try to be friends with someone that's around me 24/7, that I kind of have to forcibly be around, and I'm forced to be around. So it's almost like, you know, Erica and Tandon, when they came over, I was forced to be around them. Doesn't mean I wanted to be around them. And those are a couple other people spreading rumors and lies and random delusional stories that never happened at all. So, you know, there's examples of people who have been doing this, but if you can just use your mind and use your brain thinking power, you can figure these things out. I haven't had people texting me, and this is the reason why this video hasn't gone up in a long time, or, you know, people giving me ideas of how to respond to this, and I'm sending them the photos and the screenshots and sending them my scripts or whatever. This is unscripted. This is one person doing this, and this little gamer group's been teaming up for years to try to get back at me, and they sound even more embarrassing and humiliating as they humiliate themselves, when one person's been roasting the crap out of an entire group of people. So, like, come the flip on. Who said I wanted to be friends with these people? Just saying, maintaining a relationship, who said I cared about that? How do you even know who I am if you've never been around me? Exactly. Since you didn't get to know me, you can't act like you knew and know who I am because, oh, you talked to JJ Orange and all of a sudden you know who I am. Like, absolutely not. If it is true that JJ Orange talks to those people a lot and tells them a lot of information, still they wouldn't be able to freaking, like, they can't win. There's no winning in video game childish stuff. They are sperm cells. They are not even... They're just too unintelligent, illogical, illiterate, uneducated, and not ready for the stuff that I do. And because they are not ready, they start copying my stuff and acting like they've been doing better and trying to do better when they don't even know how to do this. And step one is by doing it yourself. The very beginning is coming up with stuff on your own, because that's what I did. So you can't come at me thinking anything's better when you're just straight up blatantly copying me. That's cringe. You're never going to be trustworthy, noteworthy. You'll never be in history. You'll never be remembered for anything. And the reason why is because of this type of behavior. This is unacceptable and YouTube's allowing it. So good job, YouTube. Let's promote more cyberbullying and harassment. Let's go, yeah!